Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
All right, well, your Wednesday is off to a stormy start, especially
the cows, the babies will all go to those places, and they'll get, pardon me for a second, they'll hang out around these areas, just kind of cruise and just kind of take it easy. They warm up. It's it's nature's jacuzzi, so to speak.
Yeah, I like it. But they don't get too close. They know better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got too close to it myself.
Yeah. That's really fascinating, actually. I didn't realize that. All right, so you're looking for a place to warm up in Rapid City right now, where it has been windy all night. Scientists are measuring how that is impacting storm surge.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And joining us now, Dr. Reef and Shoreline. So how do you regrow coral, and how successful has the restoration project been so far?
This is really interesting. So tell us what role the reef plays in protecting the shoreline here, especially in a storm.
Yeah, so the reef is probably the primary
depression to a tropical storm to a hurricane. We know the damage that can ensue from these tropical entities, and we know the storms can damage reefs, right? But is there ever a scenario where a storm can actually help or benefit the reef? And one that's so important.
And one that our viewers have asked about, which is why we actually did that today. You know, we're still in hurricane season, as we're actually watching a landfall today of a hurricane in Mexico.
Oh my gosh, that is spinning, no question. But hey, we're watching something that may be going up.
You know, the greens from dandelions are really healthy, Reynolds.
I've heard these things.
And I mean, she's doing fantastic here into her 90s. So yeah, I believe in that. Anyway, I bring that up because he said storms popping like dandelions. And there is sort of a good side to that because, you know, we're going to get some rain. The problem is going to be too much. And too much of anything is a bad thing. And so too much rainfall could bring the concern of flash flooding here. This is where the atmospheric moisture is right now. The brightest colors that you have in the oranges and the yellows, that's where it's deepest. And we're just going to keep adding to that today. That's why flood watches are up. Dallas, you're under a flood watch, a flash flood watch in San Antonio and Austin and Junction, Texas. And the reason why we're going to be adding to that moisture is that we have a hurricane making landfall. In fact, it's made landfall here, Hurricane Pamela on the coast of Mexico, just north of Mazatlan. And so the wind's 75 miles per hour to last this weekend. So let me time it out for you so you can plan accordingly. Maybe you're going to take a day off this week to enjoy it. I think maybe you should because some of the best weather's happening at the moment. Now, not here. This is where we're watching for showers and storms, as Reynolds just showed us, and even that snow and the wind and everything up to the north. But everything's on the move. A lot of the energy pushes north into Canada. Ahead of the front, we'll see some showers into Michigan, Indiana, Illinois as we get into the day on your Thursday. And then things are slow to move along. Here comes our area of low pressure, and that's going to help give it a kick as we get into Friday. And so now we see maybe some more showers, possible thunderstorms into your Friday across the entire state of Ohio, including around Columbus and down to Cincinnati, Lexington and Louisville. We've got that chance of thunderstorms. Even Nashville, it's possible by Friday some thunderstorms could pop here. So now this pushes east onto Saturday. So here we go. After this beautiful week of weather we have had, we get the rain on Saturday. So it's an either get stuff done inside kind of day, or it's a take today off and switch it if you can. Maybe you can switch your days like that. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 1 to 2 inches of rain, mainly out ahead of our front. We'll see a couple of repeated rounds of showers and storms. Elsewhere, it'll be less than an inch with the rain. Should be pretty quick moving. So that by Sunday, for almost all of us, it's out of here. The exception will be Central and South Florida. The front getting stuck for now. May make a little more progress. But this is a decent front. You will notice when this comes through that we'll have some clearing, lower dew points, that crispness of fall, and some lower temperatures getting back to average and maybe even below average. You've probably heard us talk about the fact that we have that second season of severe usually in the fall, and things are ramping up. And you look at the what's typical based on averages, April, May, June, that's a big month for tornadoes, but we do get an uptick in October and November.
It's slight, but you're right, there is a bit of an increase. You know, it's funny, tornadoes can form any time of the year, any place on the planet if conditions happen to be right. But you're right, Jen, to your point, you see them early in the spring and the summer, but this is the uptick we're seeing.
So we averaged 62 reports in the month of October, and this is what we've had over the past couple of days here, numerous across the southern plains and then into parts of Illinois. But when you look at the numbers, we're actually below average. So we had 16 on Sunday, 8 on Monday, 6 yesterday, 5 on Saturday.
It's funny, you start the month off, even the second week, you've got 5 on your Sunday, and you're thinking, oh, we're going to coast, and then you have the 10th that happens, 16.
Right. So 16 reports on Sunday, mainly here in Oklahoma. Let's look at, just to give you some perspective, what we typically average in Oklahoma, because this is actually more than average for us for the month.
On May, as you mentioned, Jen, that is the uptick. That's when conditions all come together, and then we see the massive drop-off where it's almost non-existent from July through September. But like you said, your point, October, a little bump.
Right. So we averaged 3, but we've had 16. So, you know, state by state, we're actually running above average. Just when you look at the U.S. as a whole for October, the numbers are down a bit. So Illinois, we averaged 2 in the month of October, and we had 8.
Looks pretty similar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where you have the uptick and then the drop and the little pop. And now we're going to go from the plains to the Midwest to, look at that, just east of the Rockies.
Yeah, into Kansas, where we've had 6 tornado reports this week. And in October, we averaged 3. So, again,
it's a
above
slight
average.
increase, but it's there.
Yeah.
But giving you an idea of just the totality of where we see these average tornado risk area in the month of October, we generally see the focus go from the plains a bit more to the southeast typical. You know, I wonder if, climatologically speaking, this is due to when you have landfalling tropical systems.
I think that's probably in part, and fronts that come through, you know, where's the instability this time of year, usually there. Overall, though, when you look at where we are this year, below average with tornado reports, only 858. I mean, this is an average we want it to be below.
There you go. My gosh, what a time it's been. Well, and speaking of time, in 2 weeks, nations from all over the planet are going to meet in Scotland to try to get the world's temperature increase to slow down a bit.
And if we don't make major progress now, the places we know and love will look dramatically different for future generations. Take a look at the findings from Climate Central. They created Nevada is actually Nevada, but I'm not sure. But I think someone corrected me once, and I keep meaning to relook it up and see. So if you know, you can let us know. The snowy side of things, it is on. We had some blizzard conditions overnight in Douglas, Wyoming, 3 hours, visibility less than a quarter mile, the wind blowing up over 40, 50 miles per hour, and still blizzard warnings are up. The wind may gust to 65 miles per hour in this zone with the snow coming down. It has been affecting travel. There's been a small section of I-25 that was shut down because of the tough travel conditions. The wind in itself, even if it's not snowing, is going to be a big deal out here, especially across western Nebraska, western South Dakota, Rapid City. We've been gusting all night long, up over 40 miles per hour. I mean, can you imagine, since 9 o'clock last night, the wind has been that strong. Kind of gives you a headache after a while, right? Now, the snow is falling. We've had a couple of inches downtown, much more. You go up to the hills, and we've got Deadwood coming in with 9 inches of snow. So you see what elevation does. Definitely gives you that increase in the amounts. Some snow around Williston as well, Miles City. I mean, some of the biggest snow fell over in Pony, Montana, where I saw the biggest number, 28 inches of snow. We are done for now. Everything pulling out, pulling up into Canada, and by tonight, we'll finally see things start to settle down. Hey, don't